from the president on down, we've stayed in regular and routine touch with them. I spent a lot of time with the families of Evan and Paul and Alsu. Most of the time, as you can imagine, those are tough conversations, but not today. Today, excuse me. Today was a very good day, and we're going to build on it, drawing inspiration and continued courage from it for all of those who are held hostage or wrongfully detained around the world. And that includes Mark Fogel, who we are actively working to get his release from Russia as well. And there are others being held in Syria, Afghanistan, other countries around the world who we are working to get released. And just on a personal note, I want to say that this is the culmination of a monumental level of effort and level of skill by my teammates across the national security enterprise. My colleagues here at the NSC, my colleagues at the Central Intelligence Agency, my colleagues at the State Department. These are dedicated, talented professionals who are not in the headlines, who don't get to stand at a podium like this one. And it was at the president's direction that they built and pulled off the most intricate, expansive deal of its kind in memory. So they know who they are. I salute them. And every American should be proud to have those kind of people standing up on their behalf and on behalf of American security.
This is my video update on this Friday midday, August the 2nd. Let's talk about some news. And let's start things off with the big prisoner exchange that took place yesterday between the collective West and Russia, not just the United States, but the collective West. With Russia, 24 to 26 prisoners were exchanged in total. I've read some accounts which say 24 prisoners were exchanged. I've read other reports which say 26 prisoners were exchanged. But this was big. This was a big prisoner swap. I believe the biggest since the Cold War. And President Biden, he spoke to the media, talked up the diplomatic achievement of getting all of these prisoners exchanged. Jake Sullivan, he also spoke to the media, and he also talked about the amazing diplomacy that went into getting all of these prisoners exchanged as well. And as Sullivan was actually speaking to the media, he got all choked up. He started to cry a bit. He showed some emotion, Jake Sullivan, talking about the effort and the diplomacy that went into getting this deal done. There are reports saying that Navalny was supposed to be included in this prisoner exchange, but just couldn't get it done, couldn't make it. Those are what some reports are saying. I thought about Gonzalo Lira as I was reading about this prisoner exchange. That's what I was thinking. But anyway, Pablo González, the Spanish journalist who was being held in Poland, in a prison in Poland, from what I understand, not from what I understand, from the videos and the photos that I've seen, he was actually released to Moscow, to Russia, in this prisoner exchange. Where else is Pablo González going to go if he travels anywhere in the EU? He's going to be arrested, so the only safe place for this Spanish journalist, at least for the time being, is to be in Russia. But he was released. That's good news. Russia got a big win out of this prisoner exchange. Yesterday I talked about the big win for the United States, which was Paul. Is it Paul Whelan? I know it's Whelan, but I think his first name is Paul. He was exchanged. He's back in the United States. And then you have the Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich, who was also in this prisoner exchange. But Russia got Vadim Krasikov back to Russia. And Vadim Krasikov, he was being held in Germany. Basically, the story behind Krasikov is that allegedly he assassinated a Chechen commander who was in Germany, and this Chechen commander, during the war with Russia, he had tortured and executed Russian soldiers. And so the Russians, they really wanted to get to this guy. And the story goes that Krasikov was in Germany, and he rode a bicycle to reach this Chechen commander. I forgot the Chechen commander's name. And he rode this bicycle to get close to him, and he shot him something like 3 or 4 times and killed him. And he tried to get away, but then the German authorities caught him. That's how the story goes with Krasikov. But he was included in this prisoner exchange, and Germany is super upset. Germany is very upset that they released Krasikov. At least that's what the reports are saying. Whatever. You're not a sovereign country. You're going to do as the U.S. tells you to do. And it looks like Jake Sullivan told Pirate Schultz, we don't care how upset you are if you have to release Krasikov. You're going to do it. And Olaf Schultz said, okay, we'll do whatever you tell us to do, Jake Sullivan. That's how it goes. When you're a vassal, you are a vassal. So, yeah, that's the big prisoner exchange. A huge event that went down yesterday. And Pablo González was released, and we have another González in Venezuela, Edmundo González. The United States, they have recognized Edmundo González as the legit president of Venezuela. Oh my God. Oh my God. Say it ain't so. We got another Juan Guaido. Yeah, González is the new president of Venezuela, according to the U.S. State Department. The funny part about González is that he's not even the real opposition candidate. He's just the stand-in for Maria Corina. So this guy's being recognized as the president of Venezuela by the U.S. government, and he's not even recognized as the real opposition by the opposition in Venezuela. Oh boy, what a clown show. What a clown show. You had to recognize him as the president of Venezuela. Come on, United States. Are we back to 2018, 2019? Juan Guaido times when the Trump administration tried to pass off Juan Guaido as the president of Venezuela. Now they're trying to pass off Maria Corina's avatar, González, as the president of Venezuela. This should be my clown world, but it's not. Elon Musk, he tweeted about this news that the United States is recognizing González as the victor in the Venezuelan elections, rejecting Maduro's victory. Elon Musk tweeted, good. Good. And Elon Musk continues to embarrass himself by continuing to push out this opposition, González, Corina, Venezuela victory narrative. Anyway, that's what's going on in Venezuela. Another Juan Guaido event. And an update on the row between Hungary, Slovakia, and the European Union with the Russian oil transit through Ukraine that has been blocked. The EU has put out an announcement saying that they couldn't care less if Ukraine blocks oil that is heading towards Hungary and Slovakia. The EU is basically siding with Ukraine. It is now official. In a letter to Budapest and Bratislava, seen by the Financial Times, the EU Trade Commissioner Valdis Dombrovskis, said that they, referring to Hungary and Slovakia, could use an existing pipeline bringing shipborne crude from Croatia, adding that diversification away from Russian fossil fuels should be actively pursued. Basically, the European Union is making it official by saying that they are siding with Ukraine 100% on the blocking of oil to Hungary and Slovakia, and that Orban and Fico should ship the oil in from Croatia, and then have that oil taken to Hungary and Slovakia, which would come at a huge cost to the citizens of Hungary and Slovakia. But the European Union couldn't care less about the price that citizens are going to pay for oil. They couldn't care less that they had carved out an exemption of oil transit via Ukraine for Hungary and Slovakia. They're breaking that agreement, and they are siding with a country that is not even in the European Union against two EU member states. The European Union is siding with the comedian clown in the green t-shirt, blocking oil to Hungary and Slovakia. Today's going to be a video of updates. Actually, it's going to be an update video. And we are going to also give an update on the situation in Iran with the assassination of Hamas Politburo chief Haniyeh. The New York Times is reporting that it wasn't a missile and it wasn't a drone that took out the Hamas leader, but it was actually an explosive device that was smuggled into Tehran and was placed in the building where Haniyeh was staying for the inauguration of the Iranian president, of the new Iranian president. And when, according to the New York Times, when Israel was positive that Haniyeh was staying at this location, when they got the confirmation that he was there, this explosive device was detonated, blew up, killing Haniyeh. This is according to the New York Times. Do you guys believe this report? I don't know. I don't know what to believe anymore. If this is indeed true, then this is troubling. This is very troubling. A missile from outside Iran hitting this building is troubling. A drone or a missile fired from inside Iran is troubling, but an explosive device planted inside this building a couple of months before Haniyeh was actually going to stay there and attend the inauguration of the new Iranian president. This means that this was without a doubt an inside job. A lot of treachery must be going on in Iran, in the upper echelons of the Iranian government. 2 months ahead of time, Israel knew to plant an explosive device at this building. All kinds of communication and information must have been intercepted. Israel and Mossad must have some very well-placed spies in Iran at the upper levels of the Iranian government, maybe at the upper levels of Hamas, the Hamas organization as well, for them to know all of this information in order to plant this bomb at this building, if you believe New York Times reporting. This could also be just disinformation to distract away from a missile being launched into Tehran. Who knows what's going on here, but this is what the New York Times is going with, if you believe it. And finally, before we get to a clown world, we have the news that Ukraine is on the verge of default. That's right. Ukraine is going to default. Vladimir Zelensky has signed a law allowing Kiev to suspend debt payments to Western creditors for 2 months. They want to suspend payments for 2 months because they are trying to finalize the deal that I've been talking about in many videos with private lenders. the haircut deal. They're trying to figure out a final number and the final solution to this haircut. That BlackRock and PIMCO and all of these big companies loaned money to Ukraine, and they're trying to agree on the 37% haircut in order to restructure this $22 billion loan that was given to Ukraine. So that is the latest in Ukraine, the latest economic news. So let's do some clown worlds, and we'll wrap up this video from Hug a Mug coffee shop in Nicosia. Hug a Mug. Coffee is a hug in a mug. All right. We have the Paris Olympics and the triathlon, where you had the triathletes do the swimming portion of the triathlon in the River Seine. And there were videos of the triathletes once they completed the swimming portion of the event, or once they completed the entire triathlon. There are videos of the athletes vomiting. Now, there are claims that the triathletes are vomiting because they had to swim in the river. I wouldn't swim in that river, but they had to swim in the river, and that is why they are vomiting. But there are also community notes on the videos of the triathletes vomiting, saying that that this is not because of the river, and God knows what's in that river, but this is because a triathlon is a very demanding and exhausting event, and many times triathletes, they vomit when they complete a triathlon. That's what the community notes are saying. So it's misinformation to say that they're vomiting because they had to ingest this river water. I don't know what to believe. Do I believe the community notes? Or do I believe my eyes, which show me triathlons vomiting after this event? I've seen some triathlon events on TV in the past, and I don't remember athletes vomiting at the end of the triathlon. But what do I know? I'm not a triathlete, so maybe triathletes, they do vomit after a triathlon. Maybe this is very common, and it has nothing to do with swimming in the river in Paris, the very clean, very clean and safe, as Macron tells us, as the Olympic officials tell us, the clean river. There was all kinds of stuff going on in boxing as well, which I don't think I need to report on. But I felt bad for the Italian boxer. I felt really bad for her, but that's the Olympics 2024, the train wreck. That is the Paris 2024 Olympics. And let's do one more clown world, and this has to do with the Kiev Motherland statue that about a year and a half ago, Zelensky, they wanted to remove the hammer and sickle Soviet Union insignia that was on this statue. And this is the statue, the Motherland statue, that overlooks the city of Kiev. And so what they did is they removed the hammer and sickle, the USSR insignia, on this statue, and they replaced it with that trident thing, which is the symbol of Kiev or Ukraine or whatever the trident is. Zelensky always wears shirts with the little trident insignia, but they welded this trident insignia onto the shield, and now it is being reported that the welding was very poor, a very bad job welding the trident onto the shield, and it looks like the trident is about to fall off. Yep, the trident is about to come undone and to fall off of the shield. So that is the final clown world. I don't have any other stories to talk about today on this Friday. Turkey blocks access to Instagram platform, but gives no reason. And there are reports that the reason that Erdogan is blocking access to Instagram is because 2 days ago, Erdogan's granddaughter showed him some alphabet content on Instagram, and Erdogan was upset, so he blocked Instagram. I don't know how believable this is, but yeah, Instagram's been blocked in Turkey. His lookbot's going to be upset about that, huh? Anyway, that's the video, everybody. TheDuran.locals.com. We are on Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Telegram, Rockfin, and Twitter X. Go to the Duran shop, pick up some merch. You will find a link in the description box down below. Take care.